She was a sister. She was a daughter. She was a mother. She was loved. She worked 11 days straight, 14 days straight, just to make money, to make sure she could provide for her kids. He's only 1 year old, so he's probably not even gonna remember his mother. My child is dead, and it's no explanation for a firearm to be inside of a prison.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories. Arion Grace, 24, was a mother of 2. Her kids meant so much to her that she would do anything for them. They were her world. According to her family and friends, Arion was kind, loved, and she had a laugh that was contagious. Also, a smile that would light up a room. Arion had worked in the kitchen at the Smith State Prison in Glenville, Georgia, as a food service worker since January of 2024. She worked very hard to provide for her family, that she was saving money to go to nursing school to better her life. While working in the kitchen, she met lled Hart, 34, who was an inmate at the facility serving a 20-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter. Somehow, lled charmed her and the two got into a relationship. Even though she knew the rules and policy to not deal with inmates, she fell for his charming sense of humor. Anyway, sadly on June 16, 2024, around 4:30 early Sunday morning, in the kitchen, lled would do the unthinkable to Arion and himself.
The Georgia Department of Corrections says inmate lled Hart shot the Aramark food service worker inside Smith State Prison in southeast Georgia early Sunday morning. She's been identified as 24-year-old Aureon Grace. The prison says Hart then turned the gun on himself.
That, to me, is shocking to the conscience, and I hope that this is a wake-up call for the Georgia Department of Corrections.
Joshua Schiffer has practiced criminal law in Georgia for 2 decades. He says this incident demonstrates a complete failure by the Department of Corrections leaders.
This institution, Smith, is a notorious institution because it's a high-security institution dealing with some of Georgia's most dangerous and threatening inmates.
Back in October, investigators say an inmate there shanked 42-year-old guard Robert Clark to death from behind. Earlier last year, the GBI charged the prison's warden in a sprawling contraband conspiracy. Hart was serving time for voluntary manslaughter and aggravated battery from a 2015 case out of Carroll County. His earliest release date would have been 2043.
This wasn't a shank or a piece of wood or a razor blade. This was a firearm with ammunition, and everybody needs to realize how dangerous this situation was and how indefensible this death is.
Sad to say, after the incident, Arion's mom will find out the sad news through social media by an inmate from inside the prison.
We're learning the family of the woman killed in a at Smith State Prison this week learned about her death from an inmate before hearing from the Georgia Department of Corrections. The GDC says an inmate used a contraband cell phone to call a family member of Arion Grace shortly after she was killed. You may remember authorities say inmate lled Hart shot and killed Grace before turning the gun on himself. The GDC says the family arrived at Smith State Prison before they could even contact them. A spokesperson said, quote, the family was escorted to a private area of the facility where they were on scene for approximately 7 hours and were continually updated as investigators and facility staff were able to determine other details. It's still unclear how the gun got into the prison.
I'm going to give my thoughts and opinion on this story. Very sad situation that this mother of 2 lost her life by an inmate that she was dealing with. Me, myself, I had worked at the prison for almost 7 years. These inmates don't have nothing but time. They will tell you anything just to get what they want from you. They will tell you how good you look. They will tell you how good you smell. They will say anything to get your attention. As a woman who works in a prison system that's full of male inmates, you have to stay strong and know your worth. In that short period of time, he charmed her into his arms. I honestly believe that she wanted to end the relationship and he wasn't having it. And as far as officers checking these inmates before they go to the kitchen, 9 times out of 10, they barely touch the inmates. The inmates can easily hide a weapon between their legs. And I'm pretty sure that she was intimate with this inmate. She worked in the kitchen. There are spots in the kitchen that you can hide to do things. Inmates look out for inmates, and they give them things for looking out. How do y'all think officers get pregnant by inmates? Somebody had to look out, right? As far as the gun situation, I honestly believe he already had that gun. Somebody had brought that gun to him prior, before she even started working there. You have to be very careful, because at the end of the day, they don't have nothing but time. And they will tell you all these war stories to get your attention. Ladies, please do not fall victim in the arms of a criminal. What this man did was wrong. To take her life and then turn around in his life. He went out like a coward. Like I said, he had nothing to lose, so he didn't mind. It's sad that the mother had to find out about the death of her daughter by an inmate on social media. Very heartbreaking. And my prayers go out to her. Ladies, if you are working at a male facility, don't fall victim. Do your job and keep it moving. Pay attention to the red flags and know your worth. Also, don't forget to thumbs up the video. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy my content, and I will see y'all in my next video. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I will continue to keep my thoughts and prayer with the family, and I will see y'all in my next video.